We believe that an additional year of high school is ineffective due to individual needs. According to Sharon Lauricella, a communications professor here at UOIT, high school students are often ill-prepared for freshman year.
I think it's fine for students to come straight to university after high school, and I think it's fine to do that. I mean, I'm American, right? So I come from the American system where we finish at either 17 or 18 and then start university. And I think it could be argued that students have a more sophisticated maturity level at 21, and certainly they would. Excuse me, but I think that kind of maturity level is going to happen eventually once the student starts university. You know, you get, you know, the first semester where students kind of have no idea what they're doing and they're floundering and making friends and, you know, experiencing freedom and all different other kinds of things. And I don't think that's mutually exclusive to academic success. I think students can get that level of maturity fairly quickly once they start university and get that rigor, because part of my philosophy with teaching is that university really is a state of mind, right? It's an experience. It's something that we that we go through collectively in the educational experience, where we experience making new friends, time management, critical thinking, all these kinds of essential things that are, they happen very quickly, especially in the first year. So I don't think a 17 or 18-year-old is necessarily less prepared to do that than a 21 or 22-year-old. It depends on, you know, that individual's background, their other experiences, their family life, their financial situation. It depends on lots of other things. So I don't feel prepared to say across the board students need an extra year, because I think that state of mind ends up happening eventually.
According to Ruth Willoughby, a grade 12 biology teacher at All Saints High School in Whitby, it's all about a student's maturity level.
A kind of mature outlook, I think, is important when students get here. And if it takes a semester, if it takes a year, for some students it takes a couple years, and that's okay. You know, I've seen students that I saw little that potential in them in the first year, and it was for example, a student who graduated last year. In his first year, I said to him, "You are going to be the best writer in this program when you finish in fourth year." And he said, "Oh, yeah, whatever." And he continued to, you know, party and, you know, get C's and whatever. And then last year, in his fourth year, I co-authored an academic journal article with him. So it happens. It happens.
According to Miss Carolyn Gallagher, a guidance counselor at All Saints High School in Whitby, the deciding factors are gender and maturity.
I've experienced about 3 years with OAC and the rest with no OAC. Do I feel it's beneficial? I don't think there's any difference in my experience, but maybe teachers with more teaching experience would say. But being in guidance and teaching in the classroom, I don't think there's any difference in terms of the knowledge of the students. Out of 450 students coming back to do a victory lap, I would say 50 come back. Out of that 50, I would say 15 need to come back because they don't have the credits to graduate, and maybe the other 25 just aren't mature enough and aren't ready to go into the post-secondary education field, whatever it may be. Do I think student learning has decreased? Not in my knowledge, not in my experience. I don't think it's any different whether you're in OAC or no OAC. I think it's about maturity level. Every student develops differently. The maturity rates are different. There's gender differences between males and females. So other than that, I really don't have a stance on it myself. I feel if you're ready, move on. If you're not ready, take a victory lap.
Being babied and catered to at home will not make leaving the nest any easier.
because it's not really like looked upon as like a great thing. My parents put a victory lap, especially when I have all my credits.
Did you know that in 2003-2004, Ontario's graduation rate was only 68%? In contrast, 2010, 81%. There's a serious issue here. That means an additional 72,000 students graduate.
So I'm here. Peter, maybe you can introduce yourself.
I'm Peter Chalmers, third-year student here, COM at the University of Ontario Institute of Technology. I've been in most of you guys' classes, know you guys pretty well. Yeah.
Thank you very much for doing this.
No problem.
I just want your opinion on your experiences at high school.
High school, I mean, when I look back, it was a great time. I had awesome teachers. It was a great time of like self-experience and self-exploration. I learned a lot of who I was, and specifically on the school, I mean, I did almost all the higher grade, university level courses, M-level courses, and then the, I guess, grade 9 and 10 called academic. So, I mean, I did all those. Some were harder than others, but, I got through them, and more or less, I mean, I'm here at university in third year. I'm successful third-year student, so, I mean, I would say that the high school, set me up well enough to venture into the world, even though when I was 18 years old, I didn't feel like it. Give me 2 months into the first year, I felt like a new person, right? When it came to schooling-wise, I felt like I was fully prepared. It wasn't the school that really fazed me about going to university. I was going to live on my own for the first time and really just learning to take care of myself. That was the big thing. When it came down to schooling, I mean, even a lot of the first-year courses, they were really well done. They would briefly cover what I learned in high school. So let's say I had a computer skills course. It really, at the beginning, was teaching me just a lot of the basic Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, which all stuff I already knew how to learn. But then as we got into it, I learned a lot more cool new things, and they applied it well, because with that refresher, I was able to kind of reboost my previous experiences within high school. So they complemented each other very well.
So you did just 4 years of high school then?
Yes, just 4 years.
So do you feel like a fifth year of high school was does it serve any purpose in Ontario?
You know what? No, absolutely not. I think I can't say for sure how long it's been out. I think maybe about 13, 14 years it's been gone now. But I feel that it was more or less a waste of time and the government's money. And if you look at statistics, we did a debate on this recently. The Ontario school system, it ranks overall in the world third in reading. I believe it was 5th in math and 8th in science. So overall, that's pretty good. That was out of a test of 70 developed countries, and we ranked on average. They placed us 5th in the world, which is good, really good. But one of the major things about the Ontario school system was we ranked 5th in the world while spending extremely amount less per student. So I feel taking away grade 13 is a big part of that. You're taking away, let's say, my graduation in high school was 400 students. That's 400 years of school you're taking away that the government would have had to pay for, right? So that's a lot of money they're saving, and we're still ranking 5th in the world without that extra year of school. So that just goes to show that our education system is both really good and really efficient. The money spent per student is just really well used.
Cool. Thanks, bro.
That's it.
Awesome.
I'm nice right now. I feel good. If you have a drink, would you please put it in the air? That party last night was awfully crazy. I wish we taped it.